This is the Royals POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Kansas City Royals. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into the Royals POSTCAST, your go-to spot for live post-game reaction to every single Royals game this season. I'm your host, Chance Liebau, and you can follow me on Twitter at Chance Liebau, which is down by my name tag here on the live stream. If you can't make a show live, don't worry. These episodes will be uploaded for you to listen to on demand wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for making the Locked On Royals podcast or the Royals POSTCAST your first listen of the day. Before we get started, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on our notifications so that you get an alert whenever we go live. Thanks so much for joining the show, and feel free to join the live chat. Let me know your thoughts on the game tonight, and I'll do my best to respond to some comments. I also said that before the game started, if K-State loses, we might need a bleep button because that's been the primary focus of mine throughout tonight's evening. But the Royals pick up a big win tonight. 11-2, dominant throughout the entire game against the Minnesota Twins. I was not able to watch even a pitch of last night's game because I had to do high school football play-by-play. And tonight, I got to see every single pitch. And I'll tell you what, I was impressed. The boys had some fire. There was a lot of pep in the step for the Royals tonight. And a big reason why they were able to dominate a Twins team that just is dead in the water right now. And what good teams do is beat bad teams. And that's what the Royals did tonight. And that is what you'll be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Just another dominant performance on the pitching mound. I know we're going to want to talk about the offense, 11-2 the final score, but let's talk about the pitching. Stephen Kolek, back-to-back weeks in which he has come up for a spot start on a nationally televised game and just shoved. Good for Stephen Kolek. I mean, he was really, really good tonight. I think that was better than what we saw from him against the Tigers over the last weekend. I mean, the fastball was in the strike zone. In the strike zone a ton. The sinker had movement and good movement. I mean, I'm going to pull up his player breakdown here on Savant before we really dive too deep into it. I mean, fastball was sitting at 94, averaged or maxed at 95. You look at where he was at in the zone, 59% of his pitches were in the zone. Struggled with this changeup tonight, but I really thought Stephen Kolek was good tonight. I know that it's really hard to get excited about a 28-year-old rookie, but I was really, really impressed tonight by Stephen Kolek and what he was able to do on a nationally televised game. Well, I mean, I know it's against the Twins, but give credit to him. He was really, really good tonight. There was not really any threaten. The Twins really didn't threaten at all tonight. They took 9 ABs with runners in scoring position, but 7 base runners through 7 innings. That will be just, that's more than enough for a spot start. And I even think that, Stephen Kolek might even be making himself a fixture in next year's rotation, if not increasing his trade potential for this offseason, because we all know what the Royals have in terms of pitching depth throughout the organization. Really, really good to see what he was able to do tonight. And then the rest of the pitching staff Lowinder Avila gives an inning. Sam Long gives an inning. They strike out 7, give up 7 hits. And now I know the Twins aren't a great lineup, and that's going to be the discussion. That's probably going to be the pushback we get. But the Twins aren't a good lineup. Last night they only had one, or I think the Royals won 2-1. Yeah, Royals won 2-1 last night. They only had 1 run last night. I mean, sometimes you got to win games that you should, and that's what good teams do. They win games that they should. The Royals did that tonight, and they took down the Twins. Big performance on the mound from Stephen Kolek. And honestly, shout out to the offense. 5 runs of support in the first inning. And I thought the offense was really, really good tonight, obviously, with 11 runs. I know that Michael Wacha wasn't great last night in terms of pitch count. My same gripes, my same just frustrations with Michael Wacha are the exact same. But I thought that he pitched fine last night, and Stephen Kolek was great tonight. How many times have I complained that the Royals just can't seem to get out of the 6th inning with their starters? Tonight, they get 7 innings out of Stephen Kolek in a spot start. So I was more than impressed by what they were able to do offensively. Just great stuff from the pitching staff. So just an all-around great win tonight for the Royals. I mean, if you are a west side of the equator fan in terms of Kansas City, if you're on the west side of Kansas City, today was probably pretty rough for you and is continuing to look pretty rough as I've got the K-State game on right below me. And if you're on the east side, a great day. If you're on the west side, with the Chiefs losing last night, KU getting beaten in the border war. It's not the showdown, it's the border war. And then K-State looking terrible against Army after the Chiefs game last night. The Royals have, been I'm surprised we're here right now. Royals are the savior of the state of Kansas right now because nobody else is doing anything for them. Really happy with the Royals tonight. And they moved to within a game. It looks like Seattle is going to win in dominant fashion tonight. They lead 9-2 right now against the Braves. The Royals are staying within a game. And I talked about it. I think it was after the second game in the Angels series. I was like, they need to sweep the Twins. They need to sweep them. And right now they've won the first two games of the series in pretty impressive fashion, especially on the pitching side of things. And now you put yourself in a position going into tomorrow with I have not looked at who is starting, so I do apologize for that. I'm going to take a quick peek here at the projected starters for tomorrow. I believe it would be Noah Cameron, if I'm not mistaken. No, Michael Lorenzen against Bailey Ober. I'm sorry, I've been out of it this weekend when it comes to baseball, but big stuff tonight from the pitching staff, and you set yourself up going up against Bailey Ober, who you've had success against in the past, and now that's the guy you've got to take down in a big spot against the Twins. So big win for the Royals tonight. They take down the Twins 11-2, take the first two games of the series. When we come back, we'll talk about the offense because the offense earned its billing tonight as well. 11 runs tonight against the Twins. They knocked Joe Ryan out in the before the third inning. We'll talk about the offensive performance when we come back on the Locked On Royals postcast. This episode is brought to you by Zippix Toothpicks. Whether you're looking for nicotine satisfaction or an energy boost, Zippix has you covered with their nicotine and caffeine-infused toothpicks. For nicotine users, Zippix provides a discreet way to satisfy cravings and the hand-to-mouth habit without vaping or smoking. Zippix can be a helpful tool as you work to reduce your dependence on vaping. Available in 6 great flavors with 2 milligram and 3 milligram nicotine options. And if you need an energy without the crash, their caffeine toothpicks are a game changer. I've used the caffeine toothpicks before big meetings and long drives. They give me energy without the jitters, and the flavors like peppermint watermelon ice actually taste great. Go to zippixtoothpicks.com. Use code LOCKEDON for 10% off your first order. You must be 21 or older to order. Warning, nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's zippixtoothpicks.com. Promo code LOCKEDON. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix Toothpicks. Today's episode is also brought to you by 5 Hour Energy, because it's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. This grape, ginger, and lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra push to power through your day, 5 Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape ginger lime flavor of 5 Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the bev cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. There's no purchase necessary, and this excludes the Masters tournament. This giveaway ends October 31st, 2025. All right, this is a big statement performance from the offense. No Bobby Witt Jr. after last night's game. I didn't see the injury to Bobby Witt Jr. I just know he left. So I have no ground to stand on if I were to speculate by the injury. But to have this kind of performance without Bobby Witt Jr. tonight, you see the two young bucks get in with Jack Caglione and Carter Jensen. Jack Caglione goes 2 for 5 with a couple of impressive outs, if I do say so myself. And then Carter Jensen, 1 for 4 with a double, 2 RBI, and he also had a couple of hard hit outs. So for them to be able to do that tonight without Bobby Witt Jr., the fixture in the lineup against Joe Ryan, who has had the Royals number. I mean, just totally dominant against the Royals throughout his career. For them to be able to do that against him, that is a statement win for the Royals offensively. 11-2 the final score. I really saw some great things from the offense tonight. Salvi, I mean, how many times have we poked fun at Salvi? And even Vinny too. Vinny's been the subject of some criticism here on the podcast. Vinny had a great night tonight as well. 2 for 4, a couple of RBIs. Salvi goes with a 2-run homer, and the Royals put up 11, a 8 spot on in the first 3 innings, 5 off of Joe Ryan. Somebody in the chat saying first time Ryan has given up 5 in the first inning in this season, or maybe even all throughout his career. But really, just a testament to the offense and what they were able to put together. Mike Yastrzemski continues to be a really big player in the leadoff spot. I know that there's a lot of people that don't like Mike Yastrzemski in the leadoff spot. They would rather have Michael Garcia there, and I'll hear you out to a certain extent. But Mike Yastrzemski is really, really good in that leadoff spot. And what we saw from him tonight was a bunch of really good ABs. He goes 0 for 3, but walks twice, has 2 runs scored. And that first AB where he fouls the ball off of his foot and really just has just gets hit hard off the foot on that foul ball. That at-bat sets up the entire first inning for the Royals for them to stretch deep into Joe Ryan's arsenal and get a big win against one of the best pitchers for the entire for the Twins. But let's get to some questions in the chat before we get out of here tonight. A lot of people talking about how well Stephen Kolek has pitched. Honestly, and I'll also be on the record, I know some people are talking about how I said the Royals weren't a playoff team. I mean, I'm not saying they're not, but they just have not played like a playoff team a whole lot this season. How many times have the Royals played like a playoff team this season? More often than not, they have played disappointing baseball. But they're in a position. They're a game out. They've got to leap. I believe they've got to leap the Rangers, who are down 6-0 in the top of the ninth. So they will leap the Rangers today, which is good news. But like I said on Thursdays, I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday, I said they got to sweep the Twins if they want any chance of being considered a competitor, contender, whatever you want to call them. They have to be able to sweep the Twins. But let's get to some comments here. Justin saying, "Are we contenders yet?" Not yet. Got to see them in a playoff spot first, and then you still have a series in Seattle where they play much better than they do on the road. Cags looked really good today, and Nick Lofton. Hey, I will say I have been super critical of Nick Lofton all season long. I'll wear it. I'll wear a game like tonight. How many times did I do that with John Rave this season, where I just ragdolled a guy? And obviously he comes out and has a great game tonight. You want to know what they did with Nick Lofton tonight? They put him in the starting lineup. He's a terrible pinch hitter. He's not a clutch hitter whatsoever. He's pretty solid when he's in the starting lineup. I mean, coming into tonight, let me pull up his splits on the season, because he's much better as a starter than he is as a bench bat. And this is before tonight. I'm going to his baseball reference page. As a starter, he's hitting 202, but a 635 OPS, and that was before tonight. So you put that in, you put tonight's 3-hit performance down. I mean, that's a pretty solid resume as a starter. I mean, a 650 plus OPS is probably going to be good enough for the Royals, who have had a really tough go of it this season, finding guys that are not just black holes in the lineup. But yeah, I was impressed by Nick Lofton tonight, and just play him in the role that he's comfortable in. Stop pinch hitting him. Start him every once in a while, have him as a defensive replacement, but stop pinch hitting him in clutch spots, because that's not what he's good at. Looking around here at some comments. Justin saying we cooked Joe Ryan. Dude had our number for a while. Obed says, yeah, had their number for a while. Let's get out and let's get some comments here. Justin asking, what's your opinion on Lewinder Avila? Like him a lot. I'd like him a lot more if he threw a slider, but tonight you look at his pitch arsenal. Four-seamer was up at 97, average 96, was in the zone. I think he's a fixture as a bullpen piece in the future, and probably starts next season in Omaha. But I like what I've seen from him. He seems to be pretty solid. I don't think that he's a guy that I'm jumping at the bit to throw in there in a one-run game in the 8th inning, but he does his job. He's a great 14th pitcher on the roster. He's similar to Jonathan Bolin in that essence. I really like what he was able to do tonight against this team. Elizabeth says, Chance says this is not a team that could make the playoffs. We finally got the Joe Ryan monkey off our back. We're heading back for the 3rd wild card spot. Hey, if that's the way you want to see it, and I understand that that's obviously the optimistic view of it. I think they are a team that is contending right now for a playoff spot. They are making a push. They just got to string more wins together, string more consistent play together heading into this final stretch of the season. But this was a fun episode to do, because this is this has been a solid episode as well. Justin saying, I find it funny that every time you say something, people that you criticize always prove you wrong. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be wrong criticizing a guy than be wrong saying a guy's really good. So, because that helps out the team as well. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in here tonight. I appreciate you for spending your Saturday night with us. Royals win 11-2. We'll be back tomorrow, hoping for a sweep as the Royals have a first pitch tomorrow afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Royals Postcast.